How are you?
I have a right.
Good to see you. Doesn't seem like on your
What would you think will happen? What will happen?
Yes, all the local temples, Ihams and the other mandarin son and ambassadors. Barcelona, Mr. Kaba, all the local temples, one year of the everyone was supported. Husband and son are facing corruption charges. They sent her to my case so they can release or smoothen the pathway for the husband and the son.
Who are the lights?
They are facing. It doesn't matter in the office. In a corrupt society, that's what happens. They are very, very corrupt. There is a breach of judicial oath. They have violated the judicial oath. They have shown bias according to Supreme Court. They are biased against me. Supreme Court said so. And that is why what is happening in the judgments and rulings concerning me has been happening. So, disobedience to superior court orders. Supreme Court said you are biased. But that's what you wrote. You said here, my lord, that the defendant has now applied for bail. Now, as I've said earlier, bail is a decision of the court taking into consideration all the conditions laid down in Muhammad Abacha v. State. At this stage, I am of the opinion that to make or take a stand on the bail application without first hearing and determine the issue that is glaring in the face, which is the absence of the defendant from the court since 25th of April 2017 until he was produced on the 29th of June. My lord, which was exactly what the Supreme Court did. They said that he did not jump bail. These criminals came to my house to kill me. That's what the Supreme Court said. This is in your own court, my lord. So I cannot understand, my lord, why my trial will be conducted contrary to the Constitution of Nigeria that said I must have free and unfettered access to my counsel. It's here.
All freedom lovers, we greet you. In today's proceedings, KANU continues to defend himself against the charges brought by the federal government of Nigeria bordering on terrorism and membership of IPOB. Today is unique because today he interrogated the court and the prosecution and charged them to prove to him or to show him what law he is alleged to have contravened. You know, this is Nigeria. We practice what we call written laws. If the laws are not made or written by the National Assembly, then they are not in existence. And if the laws have been repealed, of course, repealing means cancel. If a law is repealed, it means that law is no longer existing. Now, if a law has been repealed, according to KANU, he cannot be asked to stand trial on those laws. And he has asked them to show him the law under which he is tried. And it is for the court and the prosecution to say, you are tried under section so and so of this law. And if you do that, you will now check whether those laws are still existent in Nigeria. If they are not existent in Nigeria, then it means the young man may actually be correct to say that there is no charge against him. Of course, knowing that there is no law existing such as the ones we are furnished with. Part of the challenge we have in this court is that the Supreme Court had also ruled that there is nothing like Chapter 45 of Criminal Code. There is nothing like Chapter 45 of covering on Criminal Code. And Mazen Kanu is being tried under that Chapter 45 that the Supreme Court has said does not exist. So which law, which defense do you want him to put in a case where there is no written law? For one, I don't know how to even defend or interpret such. If the law is not existing, the best thing is to strike out the charge and let the young man go home. And that is why he told them, how can you detain me for over 3-4 years when the law is not existing? When the law has been repealed, when the law has been cancelled? How can you detain me for 3-4 years when there is no law like Chapter 45 of the Criminal Code? So he is challenging the judiciary, he is challenging the Nigerian authorities, he is challenging all well-meaning and all well-thinking Nigerians to find out, to ask, to raise the issue and find out whether in this country the laws have changed to such that you cannot try people when there is no law in place. Can you try people when there is no written law? If you ask me to enter a defense, is it not for me to defend a written law that I may have breached? If you say I breached Section 2 million and there is nothing like Section 2 million anywhere in this world, for goodness sake, are you not jeopardizing my right to fair hearing when you ask me to defend myself against Section 2 million when Section 2 million does not exist? That is the simple question Mazen Kanu posed today. And unfortunately or incidentally, the court ruled that it will not answer that question now, but will answer it at the end of trial. And Mazen Kanu is saying, how can you try me when there is no law? You must first of all cross the hurdle by bringing up the law that I preach. Then you cannot try me under those laws. If you cannot try me, if you want to try me under a law that does not exist, then it is a breach of my fundamental human rights. So that is as simple as Mazen Kanu put it today in black and white. And he relied heavily on Section 36, subsection 12 of our Constitution. Thank you. Well, anyway, I'll just...
I can't travel to Nigeria.
Why? Let me invite you to police.
When we are every day,
let me invite you to my village. See what we see. This man has been born. No, upon background.
Even Are you live already? But we haven't started. It doesn't matter. Okay. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Are you ready? Please, find one.
hello, come. Hello.
Don't worry, come. Sir.
Look at what it is.
It's all right.
You're not saying this thing the case of
And you see I'm now. Push you behind. I mean, I'm saving myself. I'm saving myself. You know, I am moderating.
Okay.
You have, you know, I don't address press.
I understand.
Yes. You know, no, who protects me? Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. You're a good boy. No, I am.
Yes. You have to come closer.
They are closer now. They are seeing us.
Okay. All right.
Mandela.
If we are ready, we say we are ready.
Yeah, no problem.
Are we ready? Yes. Well, greetings, ladies and gentlemen of the media. We have concluded today's hearing in the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and the crowning glory of it was that he put up a very good defense of himself, even though he was concentrating on the objections raised to the jurisdiction of the court. On that note, the court adjourned for further hearing to 7th of November, when the court expects that he will enter his full defense. Well, having said that, I know a lot of people have raised questions and eyebrows about the propriety of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu representing himself. It is his decision to make. He has a right under the Constitution to defend himself, and this case being politically charged, I think the idea or the notion that this is a normal criminal case has to be dispensed with. This is a not normal criminal case at all. If you want to understand the complexity of this case and the true political dimensions to it, you think of the case of Nelson Mandela, Martin Luther King, Obafemi Awolowo, Mahatma Gandhi. These cases were all politically tinged cases masquerading as criminal prosecutions. And these great men I mentioned, at some point in their struggle, at some point in their travail imposed on them by the state, they took the podium and defended themselves. So a politically charged case often comes with some unusual dimensions like this. So because, why? The reason is simple. Lawyers are restricted to very narrow wiggle room when they are doing a case. And that narrow wiggle room can be inimical, can be prejudicial to the interests of the client. When the case has a political dimension to it, that thing needs to be out there. That limitation we have is not expected of the defendant himself. So a lot of times, the defendant himself will make the best defense of his case at that very point in time. That doesn't obviate the fact that the presence of a lawyer in a case is always better. But in certain circumstances, there are exceptions, and the exception is, this one is one of the major exceptions. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.